Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys are doing well, and let's quickly cover VeChain because it's been pumping, and what a beautiful pump this was. As we covered in our previous video, I told you that VeChain was making this beautiful W pattern, okay? Look at this W pattern, and as soon as it broke out, we had this huge pump towards the upside, okay? And if I just briefly summarize this pattern, we had this pattern resistance right over here, and whenever we had this pump, this was the technical target a little bit below right over there, and you can see exactly that we have met it. Okay, now you could have also judged this target with the Fibonacci level. If you just take the Fibonacci and measure this move from the top to the bottom, you can see it tried to get to the 0.618. It almost reached there, but sellers started selling it a little bit before it hit it. Okay, but this is a very beautiful like a pump for VeChain. It was overdue and we finally had this pump. Okay, now let's see what's going on, what can happen, and where is this major resistance coming from. If you go in the weekly time frame, or you can just take all the drawings off because it's going to be a little bit better. Remove the drawings, come in the weekly time frame, and look at this pattern that I'm going to show you and the resistance that it's getting. Take off your wicks. Sometimes it's better to take off the wicks and see what it's doing. And now we can see we have this beautiful pump towards the upside. And now if you take this line and you just draw it right over here, okay, this line right over here, and just draw it here. Okay, and you can see what's going on now. Okay, you will be able to see once you draw this line and then bring this VIX back. Okay, now I've been explaining this. If you've been following me in my previous videos, I've been explaining this several of times. We had this, and I don't think anybody has covered this pattern for VeChain. Okay, I'm the only one who figured this out. I think this bearish head and shoulder pattern. Okay, now you know that this is the neckline of this bearish pattern, and you can clearly see that once we broke this pattern, you can measure it right from there, or just measure it right from here. Once we broke this pattern, we had a technical target to the downside, and you can see we have perfectly met this target. As soon as we met it, we started moving towards the upside. So that's what happens if you go in the daily time frame. We had this target, we met the target, and we have started making reversal patterns. Now, if we take a look at this in the daily time frame now, and we have this is a neckline for this pattern. Okay, that's what this is. Okay, but now if you take a look at this over here, okay, now it made a W pattern. Okay, this was the neckline for this W pattern. We have met the target, and you can see we tried to get above this neckline, but we got rejected, and we are coming back now. Now, with all this being said, okay, I want you to watch this video till the end because I have something very important to show you in this video. So yeah, now we have come and hit this neckline for this bearish head and shoulder pattern. So one thing is for sure, okay, if we break this neckline and get above this pattern, this is going to be extremely bullish for VeChain, okay? Because we have overcame this very strong resistance level, because it used to be support for VeChain, okay? Because used to be supports turn into resistance, and this is what happened here, okay? Not only that, when we went down from here, you can see this was a resistance point. As soon as we broke it, we went up, support, support, and once we broke it, this is where the selling happened. Okay, so now you should understand how important this neckline is. We break it, we will start pumping towards the upside. You could also bring this Fibonacci level and place it right over here, and you can see the 0.618 level lies here, which is the golden ratio. So once we break it, we will surely start pumping first towards this level 0.08601, then 0.382 level, which is right over here, 10 cents, and then slowly we will start pumping towards the 12 cents level. So now, this being said, and we know this is a very important neckline, we have to break it. And if Bitcoin closes this week in a very bullish scenario, closes maybe above 45,000, or maybe, somewhere around the high 44s, then we can expect this move to come in just like we had over here. And now you can also see that I've been explaining this pattern over here. Right over here, I believe it was this pattern, the falling wedge. Okay, you can clearly see we have these resistance points. Okay, resistance, resistance, support, 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 support. Okay, now if you take this graph, okay, and I also want to draw this really quickly, and you take this and you just place it right over here. Okay, this line, this was the red line that I had placed. I just took it off. So this is the same 50% red line, and you place it here now. And we know that this was a pattern that it made, so that's where we're getting this neckline from. Now if you take this graph, okay, and you just turn it around, okay, now you can see what's going on. Okay, so the price tend to come down. Oops, sorry. Let's bring the VIX back. Okay, the price. Okay, now let's turn it back. Okay, so we know that we had a upwards movement. This is a bullish, bullish, what do you call it? Bull run. Okay, so then we had this pattern that is play, and we know falling wedges are bullish patterns. Okay, to make this more appealing, okay, you can just turn the graph around and you can see what's going on now. Okay, now if we turn it around, this becomes into a rising wedge. Rising wedges are bearish patterns, as we know. Okay, so the price is going down and then it's hitting, hitting, hitting. Eventually it will continue. You see what I mean? So when you turn it around, it gives you a better viewpoint what VeChain is gonna do in the future, because this is turning out, when you turn it upside down, into a rising wedge. And rising wedge, 70% of the time they break towards the downside. Okay, now if we turn it around, you can see it turns into a bullish wedge. Okay, falling wedges are bullish wedges. So now once we break this red line and we break this neckline for this bearish head and shoulder pattern, you already know we have just reversed, and maybe this falling wedge will come into effect. Okay, let's just and now even if you see, it's still pumping a little bit, and this is the scenario I want to give you, because VeChain, once it breaks this neckline, okay, and you can always take off the VIX and place it accordingly to give you a better indication. And you can see now how beautifully, see, support, support, it is exactly sitting at this resistance. Okay, so this is a very major resistance, and this is where the 0.618 level is. You break this, you will come and have resistances in this area. So now, when can we expect VeChain to have a free flow towards the upside? Okay, bring back the wicks and place your Fibonacci. Okay, right over here. Okay, now you cross 0.5 level, the Fibonacci 0.5 level. This is when VeChain is gonna start flowing towards the upside. Okay, because up till 0.5 Fibonacci level, or 0.0875, we have these resistance points over here. Okay, the 0.618, we have this resistance, we have this red resistance, and the 0.5 level. Okay, so we get a candle above these levels, you have just overcame a lot of resistance points, and this is when VeChain is gonna start moving in a very free flow towards the upside. Okay, same way it did over here. Okay, so keep that in mind. I just wanted to point these huge resistance areas to you guys. Hopefully this video brought you some new information and some bullish scenario that I'm looking forward to. So if you like this kind of content, guys, give me a like, and like your likes are telling me you want this kind of content, and I'll keep making it for you guys. Thank you so much and have a good day. Bye bye.